Hi everyone, welcome to Face of the Month. I'm going to put together my face in front of you, and luckily compared to last month where I was up way too close and personal, I've backed it up a little bit. So I've already put on some lip balm. I love this Neutrogena lip balm. I introduced my nephew to it when he was about 19 and he loved it, especially after his mother gave him some lip balm that had zinc oxide in it and made his lips look white, which made him look like he was wearing lipstick. So I told him it's better than chapstick. I love that lip balm. It's nice and creamy and it doesn't have any scent. So now I'm going to start with, and I drop things all the time, so the cat broke on this. This is L'Oreal's Perfecting Base, and I'm just going to put a little tiny bit on, just a littlest amount, just a little bit. I don't need much. And after that, I'm going to put on my Emlyn under eye, which I've shown I'm way down to pan. I can't even get my finger in there, so I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk concealer brush to get it out on my very dark under eye. And usually I use a magnifying mirror, but I'm using a mirror off to the side. I also have a lot of redness, and obviously I've also already done all my skincare, and my last layer of skincare is my sunscreen, even though it's the middle of winter. My nose gets red, and I have that little bit of rosacea on my cheek, so I like to get rid of that. And then, depending on what light I'm looking into, sometimes it looks like I need a little bit more under eye. So I'm obviously not in front of my makeup mirror today, but lately I've been reaching for this NARS concealer. Even though the color is a little bit too yellow for me, I forget which one this is. Without glasses I can't read it, but I'll post it below. I just put a little bit on over that bluish, purplish, whatever I have going on under here. And I like to use my finger. Do you hear the dog on the floor? She's scratching the carpet and then rolling in it. Hey, quit digging the china over there, Missy. Cookie! Cookie! Knock it off, monkey. She likes to make little doggy scratch marks. Alright, so, and I might turn my mirror around. Oh, yeah, if I'm going to do that. Alright, so now, if I remember, I'll put a little bit of powder on before foundation, but also sometimes I use this, if I remember. I have this Lush Feeling Younger Skin Tint, and this is very similar to MAC's Strobe Cream. However, I don't think it's any cheaper, and it comes in a jar, which means it gets exposed to air, versus MAC's, which is in a tube. So actually I'm going to put a little bit of this on. I don't like to mix it with my foundation because I don't want this illuminating all over my face, but I'll put it just on my cheeks and a little bit here and just rub it in. And that's the only place I use it. Oh, and I just saw in the mirror, I want to correct something else. I think I was a teenager by these spots, and I put my, this is the NARS again, I put that on under my foundation just because I want the foundation to be all one color. And today I'm using, I I'm getting to the point where I have so many foundations. I'm using the Emlyn and the, and I'm actually going to dot it on my face. And then I'm loving using one of what I call the stipple brushes. And one of these days I'm going to do a video on brushes and tell you why it's called a stipple brush. It has to do with the painting term. Sometimes companies call their brushes stipple and they're not really. Stipple brushes have a flat surface. So this brush is from e.l.f. It's not as dense as the other one I'm going to use in about a minute. But it is harder for me to see in a regular mirror what I'm really doing without a close-up these days. Because I am that repair woman. Okay, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to post a picture of my aunt and me that I took yesterday. My aunt is turning 90 in a couple weeks, and I was having a meeting near where she lives, so I asked if I could stop by, because I know I won't see her for her birthday. She is not an aunt by relation, she's an aunt by marriage. She married my dad's brother, and she is turning 90. So you can see she's of the blue-eyed, blonde-haired side of the family, even though she married in. But everybody on that side is blue-eyed. And she is doing really well. She exercises every day at home. Somebody comes to her condo complex. Oh, I just put on foundation without powder. Okay, so you can see how many times I forget. But putting the powder on first, if I had remembered, sometimes I forget. Anyway, it just helps the foundation sit on top and not sink into the pores real icky. But if I look with my trusty mirror, it's not really, it's actually doing well with the pores. This one in particular. But that particular aunt of mine, her oldest daughter is 9 years older than I am, but she and I found out once we got into adulthood that our bodies are a lot the same. And I found out that I don't know if she still gets migraines, but I didn't know this. But she had them more before menopause. I'm getting them more after menopause, and I woke up with one this morning. So it's a very bizarre thing to be dealing with. So, and I never thought I had migraines, but somebody figured out that's what it is. So weird. Okay, so now I got the foundation going. So now what I've been doing a lot is doing some highlighting. And I've been reaching a lot for this Maybelline. I think this is the number 15, but one of the two lighter colors. And then it looks really light after putting it on, but then I use this really flat Echo Tools brush. They call it a buffing brush. I call it a stippling brush. And I'm doing the V, except I don't fill in underneath here because I'm a little too sinky looking under there. So I do V's, and I do one down the middle of the nose and go in here, and then I go down here and around my nose. Then down here and around my, what I call my Raggedy Ann smile lines, and down here. And sometimes I'll do a little bit in here if I remember. Alright. Then what I like to do before I buff it out, I like to just pat it in with my finger. See how I'm doing that? And in here, just pat it in. and around the side. Alright, and then I'll use this brush, and it's small enough that I can get in here, and it does highlight nicely, but it looks kind of creepy, like a real kabuki after I'm done. Okay. And then before powdering, what I've been doing is reaching for my Sonia Kashuk contouring stick and not doing much with this, but just a little bit under the lip and then down the two sides of the nose like that. And then I use this to blend it in. You can see that. Okay. And I might blend it a little bit more later. Alright. Now I'm ready for some powder before I use some bronzer. And I'm just using my Paula's Choice, not a loose powder, but a regular and one of my big fluffy brushes. Okay, and depending on the color of my skin determines how big of a brush I'm going to use with my bronzer. So I'm just using this Paula's Choice one, which is maybe a little too dark for me. But if I don't want much, I have this brush, which is by Ulta. I don't call it a stippling brush even though it's flat, just because it's so thin. And this way I can get whisper thin product going on just to get some color going so I don't look like I belong in a kabuki show. A little bit down here. And then if let's see, where's that other little, I have a smaller brush like this where I can dab a little bit of bronzer in, and maybe put a little bit up here into the temple. I'll do a little bit down here where the turkey neck starts to be. And then I'll look back and go, maybe I need a little more. Look a little scary with my blonde eyelashes. Really scary. Alright, so that might be it for the bronzer. Then what I've been reaching for a lot lately are two blushes. And this one, again, this is the old Paula Select, which is Paula's Choice. It's called Pale Mauve, but it's kind of compared to, well, okay, I gotta take this off. This is going to be the regular blush. Gosh, I can tell I have a head. Okay, so regular blush on your left, and on your right is something deeper. It's almost like a little bit of a bronzer. And I'm just going to use a blush brush to do the darker one first, and go into the hollows and go up. And I'm going to be blending this all together after, because it's going to look really clown-like, or like I'm ready for professional photos. Okay, maybe I'm going to do a little bit up here. Alright, so that's the darker of the two. And now I'm going to use this one, which is called Biscuit, on top. Oh, it's a lot of color, huh? Alright. So first, I'm going to go back to this brush and blend some of that out. It's really intense over here. And I might blend it out a little bit more later, too. All right. And after that, I want to do a little bit of a highlight in here, and I'm going to use this L that I got at Kohl's. It's on sale for 50% off now. And this, it's an eyeshadow. So you can use anything really. If it's something that's really a highlighter or not. I'm using a little brush like this, and I'm just going to tap a little bit in here. And maybe a little bit in here. Okay. And then now I'm going to go back and powder a little bit more over that. All right. You know, daylight compared to, I'm going to go back to my blush brush that still has product on it. It's different putting makeup on in daylight with a different mirror than it is with your regular makeup mirror. Alright. Now I'm going to put on my Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer that I just use a little tiny bit. And I'm the person who puts on eye makeup backward from everybody else. I like to do my eyeliner first, and I do like a pencil. I'm using a Rimmel. This is Panama. I'm not really in love with this color. It's brown, but it's a little bit light for me, but it'll work. Just with all the blonde eyelashes, it just gives me a start of something. I think I always had blonde eyelashes. It's terrible. Especially with the other dark features of brown eyes, brown hair. Yep, brown hair. Alright. And I'm going to soften some of that look. When I use an eye pencil, I like to start with this little angled brush and go into some eyeshadow. I'm actually going to use a dark brown from the Stila. And just put a little bit on top. Just a little. Alright. And now I'm ready for mascara. This is when I put that on, but I'm going to pause the video because I don't think you should have to watch me put on mascara because it takes me so darn long on these short blonde lashes to do this, so we'll come right back. Alright, we're back. I used Maybelline Lash Stiletto for length, and then I used Maybelline Full and Soft to fill in some of the volume. So anyway, this is how long they get. Alright, so one of the eyeshadow palettes I've been reaching for is the shiny Stila. It's called the Mind palette. It's all matte. And lots of colors in here, so let's see what I'm going to pick today. Maybe in front of you I'll try this orange today. I don't know. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with this light peachy. And use some in the inner corner and under the brow. In this light it's hard to tell what I'm seeing. It's easier to see in the makeup mirror. All right. Then I think I'm going to use this one on the lid. It's kind of light, huh? Okay. Not really patting. Some people pat. Anyway. I tend to be in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. Okay. So I said I might try the orange. I don't regret it. Let's see. I have to think about what. Use another little. I'm going to try this one. Maybe on the lid a little bit. Just right in the center. I might hate it. I don't know. Right in the center. I'll be blending that out. Let's see. Okay, so then we don't have a whole lot of in-between colors, so maybe I'll try this one out on the outer edge. I gotta find. No, I'm not loving that orange. It's right now anyway, I'm not. So I'm gonna pull out this color. Hopefully you can see that. I have no idea because I don't have any kind of, on my camera, a way to see what you see when I'm on this side. Alright. And I like how I look better in my makeup mirror than in the mirror I'm using in daylight. Alright. That's just a little creepy looking to me. I'm going to use a crease brush. I'm going to try this one, and then later if I decide I don't like it, because I'm more casual today. This is the Ulta crease brush. I do like these. I have 2 of them. I see I got mascara on my hair. Okay. And now I'm going to blend this. I got a new package of things from Tarte. This is Tarte's dual brush with a blendy brush on one side. Alright, I'm not sure about that orange. That orange is killing me. I don't like the orange. I'm going to go over it. Hate it. Alright, I'm going to go over the orange with this one. It's just, I don't know. I look like a sick person in a movie. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to this one just to clean things up. And just for fun, I'm going to use this brown, since I went with brown. Let's see, I'll do it on this side so you can see it first. Let's see what I'm doing here. Just kind of put it in the crease over here and get a really thin kind of V happening. Put in the crease, just as a line. We're gonna really need to blend that. Today's a Saturday. I'm more casual today, even though I have my animal print top on, so I look a little more exotic. with my cardigan over that, which is more of a Mr. Rogers cardigan. Okay, what are we doing? Do we match? Did we get our eyes to match? So this is a nice palette when I have some warm colors going on. Alright, but then I need to look at myself over here to see if I like what I'm seeing. Oops, sorry. Did you see? I have to turn it so I get the light. Alright. And now my last thing is I am going to do my eyebrows. And I had a piece of paper towel with me that I don't see anymore. I'll grab one over here. I've used this before. This is a L'Oreal charcoal color that they don't sell anymore. It's not too intense, and I have this Japanesque brush, really tiny. And I put a little bit on, blow it off, and then I actually wipe it on the tissue or paper towel. And one of these days I'll get my eyebrows re-tattooed so I don't have to do this. But for right now, doing that. And then this one isn't too dark, so sometimes I don't even need to use the spoolie and pull it through, but when I do, spoolie, it's just nice to brush it a little bit, because if I make mistakes or get a little too intense. Alright, so that's the eye. And then for lip, I thought today I would start with my, put my mirror in front of me. I'm going to comb my hair a little bit. Alright, I'm starting with a Smashbox lip pencil. These go on really matte and really dry. Do the whole lip. And then I'll use a MAC lipstick on top of it. This is faux. It's kind of a pinky beige. And I don't need this mirror right in front of me now. And then last, I'm going to use this Smashbox lip gloss, and this is Pink Lady. I think it is. And it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. Let's see. Alright. Eyes. Blush. Got some color. Got a little bit of bronzer. Got a little bit of contrast from the highlighting and a little bit of the contouring here and under the lip. And a little bit of highlighting in here without emphasizing my sunken under eye. So I look a lot different than when I started out. I have the blonde eyelashes. So that is February face, February face of the month. And thanks for watching. Bye.